Top 10 most complimented perfumes from 10 different brands. So of course I was looking at the comments and I was trying to put together this list of, according to the ladies, what is the most complimented perfume from each one of these respective brands. And of course, with a lot of these, they manufacture some really easygoing, mass appealing fragrances. Well, these are the perfumes that you said give you the most compliments. So I'm very excited to share this list with you. Make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I give you my thoughts on these top 10 most complimented perfumes, each one being from a different brand, and of course, comment down below and let me know if you agree or disagree with this list. Maybe you personally get more compliments from a different perfume. I would love to hear from you, but before I start, I do want to mention that if you're a fan of fragrance-related content and if you love smelling your best, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up for the YouTube algorithm. It would really, really mean a lot to me. So let's just go ahead and dive into the list. I'm really excited to share these fragrances with you. And we love compliments, right? I mean, yes, a lot of people say, well, I only wear perfume for myself and I don't care what people say. And, you know, I want to feel good about myself and it's an olfactory accessory. And all of these things are absolutely wonderful. And I totally agree. But it always brightens our day when we do get a compliment. It lifts our spirits. It puts us in a good frame of mind. And it's just a very nice thing for somebody to approach somebody else and compliment them and just share something nice and positive. So starting things off with Parfums de Marly. What is according to your opinion, what do you think is the most popular and the most complimented Parfums de Marly perfume out there? And believe it or not, it's the original Delina. So many women I've spoken to have told me, yes, the original Delina gives me so many compliments. The rose, the lychee, the peony, the vanilla. Oh my God, it has such an iconic smell to it. How can you go wrong with the original Delina? It is super, super popular and for good reason. Of course, I personally prefer Delina Exclusive. I am willing to acknowledge and accept the fact that this is the most popular one from the brand, but I do love the Exclusive version just because it has more of that Madagascan vanilla. So personally, I love it. Now, what do you think is the most complimented Chanel perfume? I think it all depends on the demographic. I think a lot of sophisticated women who have spent a considerable amount of time wearing Coco Mademoiselle will tell you it's Coco Mademoiselle. I think some women who are more of a business-oriented mindset will tell you, nope, Allure, right? Allure gets me the most compliments. From the comments that I've read, it seems like a lot of the ladies are saying that Chanel's Chance Eau Tendre is the most complimented perfume from the brand. Now, this is a very light floral fragrance, and it's very feminine. It's this very well put together composition. I'm not going to say it's flirty. I don't think it's flirty. I'm not going to say it's youthful because I think it does convey a sense of elegance as well, and it has more of a grown-up demeanor about it. But this is a beautiful, beautiful perfume, Chanel's Chance Eau Tendre, and so many women have told me this is their most complimented from Chanel. Do you agree? I would love to hear from you. The most complimented Thierry Mugler fragrance. Now, of course, Alien is super popular. There's so many fragrances from the brand that have really skyrocketed as far as their popularity and their notoriety are concerned. One of them being Womanity, which is discontinued, and so many ladies miss that fragrance, and I completely understand. I'm so glad I have a mini of it. But the original Angel, I have heard the testimony of so many women, and my bottle is signed by perfumer Olivier Cresp, so I'm going to try to not spray this one. So many women have told me that this is their number one most complimented fragrance, not just by Thierry Mugler, but ever, right? So of course, this came out in the early 90s. If you've been wearing it for that long and it's become somewhat of a signature scent for you, of course, it goes without saying that chances are you're going to have pretty good luck with this one. So this is a lot of praline and patchouli and sugar and ethyl maltol, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful gourmand perfume. And of course, this one, I can see why it would get you a lot of positive attention from others. And you know, it's important to get positive attention from others. It's important to get compliments and to receive compliments, and it makes us feel good. But we also have to feel good about ourselves. Every day we wake up, we leave the house, we have to put ourselves in a positive frame of mind, whether that means having a mantra or a positive affirmation or just giving yourself a pep talk in the mirror. All of these things are very important. But I really do want to prioritize mental health because I think it's something that is in many cases overlooked, and it's super important to just feel good about ourselves. And I've been public about this. I've been attending therapy since November of last year, and it's been super helpful for me. And this is why I want to take a moment to talk to you about the sponsor of today's video, which is BetterHelp. Now, the most complimented Latafa perfume, as we move on through this list, and there's a lot of praise for Kamra Kahwa, there's a lot of praise for so many others. I mean, I can just look at the Latafas that I have here on the floor next to me, but Yara Candy seems to be coming through quite strongly. So this is a sugary strawberry fragrance, and I totally understand why. It's youthful, it's playful, it's flirtatious, it has a very go-getter attitude about it, and it's kind of unapologetic in its approach. I really like the fact that it has that sort of confident disposition about it, while also being kind of laid back, laid back, it doesn't take itself too seriously, is what I'm trying to say. The most complimented Tom Ford has to be Black Orchid. And this one, of course, I can see why, right? Like, it's a very gregarious perfume. You're going to get noticed when you wear it. The chocolate, the patchouli, it has a lot of, and the opium ingredient in it as well. This is orchid, excuse me. I said opium because I'm about to reveal this one next. So Black Orchid, Black Opium, black is used in the name of a lot of perfumes. By Yves Saint Laurent, I'm going to be honest with you. My favorite is Libre, right? I also really love Libre Le Parfum, but of course, Black Opium is the one that gets so much praise. And a lot of ladies have said, this is the one from the brand that gets you the most compliments. Of course, there's also, oh my God, I love Mon Paris. Mon Paris is probably the one that I'm going to be the most inclined to compliment you on, just because I love the way that it smells. It's so elegant and so feminine, and it's like I want to bury my nose in it. But this is the one that women say has gotten them the most compliments. And again, I would suspect the reason for that is because it is so strong, right? Like, it's going to get you noticed. The coffee, the amber, it totally makes sense. Let's move into Carolina Herrera. Now, if I had to guess, I would have said it's Very Good Girl. Why? It smells like this, right? It smells like Delina. It's the same perfumer, Canton Biche. But a lot of women have said that the original has gotten them the most compliments. And I understand why, right? This one is a tuberose with cocoa. Yeah, this is great for a night out. If you're looking for a night out fragrance, you have this, you have this, you have this. Delina is more of like a versatile anywhere type of a scent. Angel, I think, is for a specific clientele because it's very polarizing, right? But I think anybody of any age can wear it. I just think it's kind of a polarizing DNA. Now, the most complimented fragrance from the brand BDK Parfum has to go to Gris Charnel. I prefer Extrait. I'm sorry that a lot of the perfumes that I'm putting on this table are not the ones that I prefer personally. I prefer the Extrait version, but the original is super popular for a reason, right? So this fragrance with that fig and the tea ingredient, it's a really, really nice fragrance, incredibly versatile, also very cozy. And I love that about this fragrance, but get the Extrait, please. For the fall and winter, get the Extrait. Oh, and if you're a fan of this perfume, get Pas Ce Soir Extrait by BDK Parfum. That one is also really beautiful. So, what do you think the most complimented Viktor and Rolf perfume is? I don't even have to give you any time to think because you already thought it before I asked the question. The original Flower Bomb. The original Flower Bomb is a huge, huge, huge compliment getter. And it comes as no surprise that it's as popular as it is because, it just works so well for so many ladies out there. But by far, by and large, bar none, lock, stock, and barrel, the most complimented perfume. And this is one that every single time I make this type of video, I get so many comments from ladies. Why isn't this in your list? Why isn't this in your list? Why isn't this in your list? And it's like, okay, I just caved in and I buckled and I said, okay, I'm going to start talking about it. I've had a bottle for a number of years now. I've actually had multiple bottles and my mother has owned multiple bottles throughout the years as well. I get it. Vanilla, iris, praline, a little bit of patchouli, a little bit of jasmine. It's a sweet floral gourmand fragrance and it is it's to die for. It's a beautiful fragrance. It is so good. And of course, by the brand Lancôme. Yes, Idole gets a lot of praise. I get it. I totally understand. But what do you think it is? La Vie est Belle. La Vie est Belle is by far one of the most complimented perfumes ever. It came out in 2012, so for a lot of women, they might look at it from the vantage point of, is it going to be original? Am I going to stand out when I wear it? I don't know if you're going to stand out, but I know you'll get compliments, right? It's kind of like the Acqua di Gio of the men's side, right? It's been around for a long time. People are familiar with it, but let me tell you something. Just get it. If you don't have it already, just get it. This is a huge, huge, huge compliment getter, and Lancôme can do no wrong in my eyes. I mean, everything I've tried from this brand, at least on the lady side, right? They don't make too many men's fragrances. I remember Hypnos, and that was interesting. Anyway, I digress. La Vie est Belle. Beautiful fragrance for a beautiful life. Life is beautiful. La Vie est Belle. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you took something of value from this episode. I hope you learned something. I hope I gave you the opportunity to maybe have a nice distraction from your daily life, your day-to-day life. Thank you for distracting me as well and encouraging me to make these videos. I hope this video found you well. If you took anything of value from this episode, hit subscribe, hit the bell, and give this video a thumbs up. I love you all so much, and we'll see you tomorrow with a new episode. Bye.